I think we have enough people. We should get started. So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining today. We'll start by introducing ourselves. I'm Meenakshi. I'm a second year MBA student here at UB. I have a background of project management in the software industry, and yeah, I'm excited to talk to all of you.
Hi everyone, I'm Shamitha. I'm in my first year of MBA here at UB School of Management. I am a civil engineer, mastered in construction management, and here I am at UB, and I am really excited to talk to you and answer any questions that you have.
That's great. So, the kind of format for this webinar would be that we would be, kind of talking about some questions that we get typically on, leadership opportunities and networking opportunities here at UB. Uh, so we have prepared a list of some like questionnaire that we usually get, and we would try to answer that. But we will be also monitoring the chat, and we'll also have like open the floor to questions for a few minutes in the end. So, yeah. I think we can get started, Shumita.
Like we said, we'll be discussing about the leadership opportunities available. So, Meenakshi, I'd like to ask you, what are some of the most impactful leadership opportunities available to MBA students at UB, and how can the students get involved?
In terms of leadership opportunities, I would definitely say there's a ton of things that students would get like involved into that they can participate into. But a few things that I would like to highlight would be, the GMA, which is the Graduate Management Association. It is kind of non-profit organization here at UB, specifically for the MBA student, and it kind of focuses on enhancing the MBA students' experience. Then there are like the student clubs. There's the UB's consulting group. There's product at UB. There are different mentorship programs, real life projects, and social impact fellowship. The best way, in my opinion, to get involved is networking with your peers and faculty. A lot of these opportunities come across to you from the faculty or from directly from word of mouth from your peers, and stuff like GMA and student club. The positions on the in these kind of organization, they open up with a voting kind of system. There are elections for some of the positions, so it's always good to be in touch with your peers and your faculty to kind of build that rapport and get kind of these information. Do you have anything to add, Shamita?
Yeah, I just want to add to what you said, especially the student clubs. There are different clubs for, you can choose from whatever you want and you can participate in them. They organize events, most probably during the non-business hours, so not to interrupt with your schedule. So I really suggest, participating in those clubs, and also consulting projects, also like Meenakshi said. So yeah, there are quite a few opportunities for the leadership experience.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a chat question. Is there any application fee waiver available from this webinar? Um, no, I don't think so. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that we're aware of. Yeah.
Yeah. Moving forward, like we talked about clubs and other organizations like GMA and everything, you being a member of the GMA, you are the secretary. So can you share examples of the specific clubs and organizations within the UB MBA program that promote the leadership development that we talked about?
Definitely. So as we're talking about, so GMA is one such big organization that is specifically for the MBA student. It gives a ton of opportunities for MBA students to participate, to be part of the board or to be in director position. GMA in itself has like 9 positions, if I'm not wrong, four board positions and five director positions in which people can participate. So GMA is basically Graduate Management Association. In terms of student clubs as well, UB Consulting is primarily MBA based consulting group. The leadership positions in the UB Consulting Group is primarily for the MBA students, and in product at UB, that's a new club at the UB school, and there are two positions specifically for the MBA students in that club. And apart from just being like, on the leadership board of the clubs or organizations, you can be a member of the student clubs. It's specifically for MBA students, the mentorship program. We are going to talk about this in detail further, but there are mentorship programs that are just for the MBA students. So I would say there are like a ton of opportunities in these areas. And in terms of how they like promote leadership development, I would say like, GMA organizes events like, with alumni, and, there are events where with your peers where you can like, mingle and like, kind of network. With the student clubs, you get like opportunities to build up your skills, real-time projects, you get to meet speakers. So all of these ways are kind of how you can network and get a leadership opportunity at UB.
Right. I'd also want to add to this as well. So, being the lead ambassador for the MBA program, I think even that is a very good opportunity. It's just nice, you will get to promote what you are in, which is a great opportunity according to me. And also being a lead ambassador, you get to interact more with students, take them on campus tours and everything. So, yeah, and oh, and also if like some of them also reached out to me, you get to really talk to them about your experiences, not in a formal way, but again, if they really want to know about the actual experience other than what's on website, again, which is also true. So yeah, you get to talk to people in that way and like really help them for any kind of support they need for the onboarding or anything like that. So yeah, even being an ambassador for your program is a very great opportunity, and you'll be working with the dean's office. So yeah, I also wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of questions in the chat. So just keeping the time frame also in mind, we would try to do a question and then answer some of your questions as well, guys. So let's see what we have here. What's the full meaning of GMA? It's Graduate Management Association. How much support do students get during internship search from career departments? Do company come to UB to recruit? There's a ton of support, I would say, from the career departments. We have the Career Resource Center, in which there are different people who specialize in different fields that you can go and talk to about what your aspirations are, what your targeted companies are. They help you connect with alumni, that you can identify. They can also like, suggest you what alumni you need to connect to, you know, and we do have career drives at UB. A lot of like companies do come over here for different internship opportunities. So yes, uh, if you can brief an ideal week for an MBA student, uh, I would definitely say it's full of different things. Like, my basic week looks like, you know, apart from the classes, it's like working on team projects, meeting up your teams. You have ton of different teams in the MBA program that slowly that build up, and then working up with your club. I'm associated with product at UB Club. I'm the president there, and then I'm the secretary in the Graduate Management Association. So all of these things kind of like take up your week, and then you still have fortunately some time left on the weekend for yourself to relax and chill. So yeah.
That if you organize everything properly, you do get time on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I
the
think we can move on. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I just want to say that the program is going to keep you very busy in a great way. You're not going to burn out for sure, but it's going to keep you busy. And in this MBA program, you work in teams. So, yeah, you get to spend a lot of time with your team because you have a lot of work to do together. So, that's going to take up a lot of your time after like other than the class hours. And also, you will still have time if you decide to do anything else other than your coursework. But yeah, just don't burn out, maybe.
Right. So moving on to some of the questions that we have. Uh, how does UB support networking opportunities for MBA students, both within the school and with external industry professionals? Do you want to take this or should I go first?
You should go first, I guess.
Okay. So there are a ton of different things. The first one that I'd love to talk about is the Alumni Association. They do a great job at UB. They can help you network with people. You can go there and ask if there's something specific you want to connect to, and they can always be that first point of contact with somebody. It's great to go through these resources like the Alumni Association or even the Career Resource Center, for example, because it just gives you a touch of authenticity when you go through them. The alumni really love working with the university. There's the Career Resource Center. MBA students get this opportunity to participate in MBA Advantage every start of the semester. And, in an MBA Advantage, we have like power chats or speaker sessions, and these like really help connect with the alumni. Specifically in terms of power chat, that is something that I really love. You get to interact with somebody on a one-on-one level on on a short lunch, and that's like really great. That's like a really great way to connect. You get an opportunity to view who you want to connect with. And then there are the social and club events. You get networking events, speaker sessions, meet and greets that are organized by GMA or maybe student clubs. There are career drives definitely organized by the college itself. You can connect with recruiters there. And finally, there are conferences that keep happening, and around the country, around the United States. And the school also provides financial assistance for attending like impactful conferences. So these are like how these are like very strong ways how UB supports networking opportunities for MBA, in my opinion. Shamita.
Yeah, the same thing. And also UB School of Management especially conducts these interactive and networking sessions with a specific company like at least once or twice a month. So you can register to that and attend that. Those are it's a very great way to directly connect with the company representative. And someone also asked if we think the school is in a strategic location where we have a good concentration of companies. I definitely say yes, because UB might not be, in my personal opinion, might not be a great business hub, like how you look at it. But UB still has a lot of, companies from the finance sector, especially. And UB, according to me, is a strategic location because it's very close to Toronto or New York or Chicago, Boston. So everything's around Buffalo, right? So in that way, I think Buffalo is a strategic location. Uh,
I would definitely agree to that. It's a great place to be. Even in terms of the opportunities you get at Western New York, there are a ton of companies that are based in Buffalo itself, a great big ton of great companies. I know Samita mentioned finance, but not just finance. You get marketing opportunities, you get product opportunities. So there are a ton of even banking opportunities, IT opportunities. So there are a ton of companies in UB, like in Buffalo itself, that give opportunities to students. So I feel like it's a great place to be in terms of starting your career and getting a good head start.
oh, someone wants to know about the Buffalo's weather condition, if it's too cold or too hot. What would you like to say?
Whenever somebody asks me this question, I have just one thing to say. People live in Buffalo, so it must be livable. And if other people can do it, of course we can do it too. It's I come from India, you come from India, Shamita. We come from tropical countries. It definitely takes a bit of time to adjust to, but it's not unlivable. It's not
Yeah.
something you cannot do, and it's. Sometimes it's even fun. Most days it's fun. You get to see a pretty place, you get to see something that you've never seen. So I definitely say that it is very cold. It does not get too hot, but it is very cold during during December's and January. But it's good. It's a good experience in my opinion.
Yeah, it's manageable though. It's not too hard. It's not hard at all. So yeah, it's livable, like Meenakshi said. Okay. So do you want to go ahead with the chat
Yeah.
questions?
Let's go ahead with some of our questions and then we move back to.
Okay, so what role do student ambassadors play in fostering community and connection among MBA students? So yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to take this question first. So ambassadors, so before I came to UB, right, I connected with a few ambassadors, and I think that really helped me. It's not only because I ask the questions, they just answer you, but they actually give you their experience. They are that, I think, ambassadors are like a bridge between the prospective students and the current students. So you actually know, or you get to know what's happening from a student itself. And I think that's the most real answer that you can ever get. And also, as the ambassadors host many Q&A sessions, and just basically for the smooth onboarding process. And also, once you are here at UB, you'll directly, network with them, connect with them. So that's a different experience as well. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
what I think ambassadors help in this community.
I definitely agree to that. And like, similar to your experience when I was coming to UB, I like took a lot of opportunities to connect with the ambassadors, and it really helped. It not only helps to like, set your perspective, they really help you understand how UB can be the right place for you or not. I feel like ambassadors are a great way, like, they help represent your voice to the university as well, to the School of Management as well. And like Shamita said, it's not just when you're coming in, and it's not when you're just prospective student. It stays until you are at the School of Management, and you can always reach out to any of the ambassadors and kind of uh understand, or like just to even chit chat, or like if you have some questions, you can anytime reach out to any of the ambassadors, and everybody's happy to help you. So I feel like the ambassadors play a very important role in like kind of getting that community sense in the School of Management.
True. Like whatever questions you may have during your application process or once you get admitted to the college and everything, I understand you use the email to connect with different departments, but I also encourage all of you guys to reach out to the ambassadors, ask them whatever questions that you may have. They are gonna be able to help you, very much in every way possible.
Definitely. uh, okay, so looking at some of the questions again, let me just quickly pull up. Can you talk about assistantship opportunities available to students? So there are a ton of assistantship opportunities available to student. You get student assistantships, graduate assistantships, and I know somebody also asked, like, like how early can you apply? The positions start opening up, in August. Sort of like in September, I would say. Uh, I would also say to keep in mind that, the first semester that you join in, it's highly unlikely that, positions open up, just because a lot of like, the first year and second year students already have those positions. But there are a ton of opportunities that open up in the spring semester for sure, just because the second year students, they like start thinking about internships and like, move on to internship positions and stuff like that. So a lot of things open up. But even so, like even in the first semester, I know Shamita has a student assistant position in the first semester. I had a student assistant position in the first semester, so it's not something that you don't get. And yeah, you can apply as soon as you like you get into I think Handshake is the platform that we usually use to apply for these kind of stuff, and it's a great platform to connect and like kind of be updated about what's happening in the college, in terms of what positions are opening up. So as soon as you have been accepted and you have your processes done, you can join the app and like start applying to the positions.
Right. Also, to add to this, so please make sure you like set up your UB email address and everything as soon as you get the information, because I think that's the mistake that I did, and I missed out on a few opportunities. So as soon as you get that, please don't delay and set up your UB email ID and everything as early as you can.
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
that uh, I agree that Handshake is a wonderful platform to know what are the assistantships or any other opportunities available on UB for UB students. But I think there are also other departments who send you emails about any openings available. So yeah, just not to miss out on the deadlines, please set your UB email address as soon as you are
I
admitted.
would also definitely add, like, even if you don't get something in the first month you're here, the second month you're here, make sure to network with, like, the second years that are already in positions. Go, like, make sure to, like, go and meet people in the offices you're interested in, because, like, that always matters. Networking always matters. And, like, it could always help, like, if you know a senior who is, like, vacating a position, and they can always refer you to the position. So make sure that, you network with the second years, and, like, people who are in positions that you are interested in.
True. Yes. Yeah, I have seen people who did that, like networked with second years, maybe not only in School of Management, at UB in general. And that's how they got into different assistantships for their spring semester. So yeah, I definitely recommend that.
Okay.
Okay. Can you talk about housing in Buffalo? How expensive or cheap?
Mm, I would say that definitely depends on where you go. There's the north side of the campus where the MBA classes take place, and then there's the south side of the campus. Clear distinction, like, without being like like, kind of too sure about stuff, but a clear distinction between the north and south is that north side is definitely much more expensive than the south part. Although I would definitely say that the prices have, like, risen even in the south part of Buffalo, but it's still cheaper than the north campus housing.
Yeah. Also, in my personal opinion, you don't have to. So first, join the UB housing WhatsApp groups and everything. You'll get an idea about how is the housing here, how does it look, how much does it cost, and everything as per your preferences. So again, I don't think it matters. I mean, our classes are gonna be in the North Campus. So even if you choose South Campus housing, you'll have the UB Stampede going around all the time, almost 24/7. So you don't have to worry about the transport. So yeah, in that case, you can concentrate on your preferences, like what do you prefer and what kind of housing do you need and everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
please join the UB Housing WhatsApp groups.
it's definitely, like, definitely preference. Like, you have to understand what matters most for you. For some people, the commute doesn't matter. For some people, they'd like to save time on the commute. And, like, the money factor is definitely a big factor. So as Shamitha said, the UB housing is a good platform to kind of understand what, like, what's out there, what, like, type of houses are out there. Moving on to our questions, could you provide an overview of any mentorship programs available and how they help in shaping the leadership journey for students? So I'll take this one first. Being a second year, I've had, like, access to some of these courses, and one course in particular that I'd like to talk about is the team mentorship course. So once when you first join the MBA program here at UB, for the first year you divided into groups. That will stay, like, that will stay your group throughout the first year, almost. And during the first semester you get access to kind of mentors, like, from the second years, who kind of act like support for you. You can reach out to them for any questions, any help. And these mentoring courses are available to second year students in the fall semester. Each student kind of gets to mentor, one or two first year MBA corporate champions team. And I feel like that is, like, a great way to, like, get into like, like, shaping the leadership journey for students. Like, you get an actual real life opportunity to work with first year students, like, help solve their problems. And it's really bittersweet, because you're just coming out of that first year mindset, and you've just been there, and now you
Yeah.
get to kind of apply everything that you've learned from your mentor and from your program for the first year students. The Second year, the second, second program that I'd like to talk about is the Leader Core. The Leader Core is offered in the spring semester of the first year and in the fall semester. So it's a two-part course, and it's again a great way to kind of like, work on different competencies that you want to work on. And, you also get an opportunity to work on a real life project in the Buffalo community, or like, it's up to you to decide who you want to work with. So I feel like these two courses that are like, programs that are available are like really, really impactful.
Yeah, even I wanted to talk about the leader core and the mentors that you get as a first year MBA student. I think they really play an important role on how you guide like they are going to guide you through your first year. I mean, of course, they're not always going to be there like on your head, but whenever you need, they're definitely there. So yeah, once you know who the mentor is, never hesitate to reach out to them because it's definitely going to help you. Don't be skeptical. So, yes, I have a great mentor. All of my friends have great mentors. So, yeah, I think they really helped us, especially during the corporate champions and other stuff that you have to do throughout your first year. So, yeah, just don't hesitate to reach out to them.
Just to like highlight, we have been talking about corporate been throwing around this word corporate champions a lot. And for all of you, that's like a really exciting program that UB has. All of the first year students participate in a case championship, and like, it's like 7 week long case championship where you work on like different aspects of the case. You work on the statistical analysis. You work on like, giving a pitch to the, the people, the actual giving a pitch to the people about what your solutions are regarding the case. And towards the end of it, there's like a nice breakfast and a winner that is announced. One of the groups is a winner. So yeah, that is also something that you can look forward to, the corporate champions.
You get a very big cup with all your names written on it, so please work for it.
All right. Moving on. How can students balance leadership responsibilities with their academic workload? And what advice do you have for managing time effectively? Shamita, do you want to take this?
Yes. So from my experience, initially, probably the first couple of weeks, I really took time to adjust to what's happening with me, like what program am I in. I've known all of that, but to navigate through everything and to set your goals and priorities, you will take some time. So during that process, please do not, feel like what do you say, please don't feel like you're off the track or anything. You are on track. You're gonna be on track. And yeah, like I said, please set clear priorities. Please don't get anything go way beyond the schedule. So just be on time. It's not gonna be easy, but it's not tough as well. And stay organized. Use different tools like UB has the Pulse app. Use that. Use your Outlook calendar, Google Calendar, or whatever you prefer. Just focus on activities that align with your long-term goals, instead of yeah, just focus on that, set clear priorities, and that's what I learned. And later on, I've got the assistantship as well. So again, I felt like I came back to square one. Like everything's all over the place, and I really took a week to organize and everything. It might be easier for some of you. It's just this for me, but yeah, I got back on track. So the only key is to organize and set your priorities right. That's for me.
Definitely. Whatever you said is like something that to go by, like, if you want to make your MBA experience easy, I would definitely say, like, when I first came here as an international student who has not had any exposure of like, how the things work in a US university, how's the curriculum here, I would definitely say I was a bit overwhelmed by like, when you come here. I remember my first week as MBA Advantage, there was like a student club kind of tabling event, and there were so many like student clubs, and all of the seniors were talking about, oh, this is good, this is good. And I was like, oh my God, how do I do all of this? And by the time I got to do some of the things, I understood that something that's very important is to take things at your pace. You don't have to be involved in everything, but invest your time and, time in opportunities and experiences that interest you and that you feel like will matter for you in the future. As somebody who's not looking forward towards not looking towards a UB MBA consulting, like a consulting future, I kind of made my peace with the fact that that's something I don't really need on my plate right now. So I took a step back from it, and I wanted to build my career towards the product sector. So that's the club I chose to join. So you have to understand what really is important for you instead of like taking everything in your plate, because the MBA program is rigorous. It will take a lot of your time, so it's very important that you choose wisely. And as Ramita said, something that has been a life savior for me is the habit of maintaining a calendar. I never used to do that, but and I did not do that in the first semester, which I regret. But I started maintaining that starting my second semester, and that has been a lifesaver. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you a lot of panicking around about like missing deadlines and missing stuff. So
Yeah, even if
definitely.
you miss something, it's in front of your eyes. You know that you missed it instead of just, going to the next day and be like, oh, I could have done this. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it really helps as an MBA student. Do you want to take some of the chat questions?
Yep. I see a lot of questions about MBA tuition fee and expenses per year. I have shared a link about, the fee structure, the basic fee structure for the MBA, full-time MBA program. Uh, if in terms of the expenses, that's really like something that depends on person to person. It can go anywhere from, I don't know, like it's a hard number to say. It depends on what you like, what you like, how you like to live, how you like to eat. So it's a lot of it's a lot of things. But I would definitely say that if you want, like, I see a question about housing in Buffalo, is it cheap or expensive? I would definitely say if you wanted to find cheap, you will be able to find cheap. There's a ton of options. There are like high end options as well as good low end options as well. A lot of questions about, application fee waivers. We are sorry, but there are no application fee waivers for this webinar. And mm, what else? Do you have how's the diversity in the class? I would say the classes are pretty diverse. We have people from all over the world in our classes. From different parts of the world, and it's like a really, really stimulating environment. The class environment, I would definitely say. Shamita, do you want to add?
Yeah, especially because this program is a STEM designated program, you will see a lot of people from all over the world and I mean, including the USA as well. So in that way, it is a pretty diverse cohort that I have and also Meenakshi has. So yeah, I'd say it
What
is.
advice would you give to someone awaiting decision, but the deadline for graduate assistantship and other funding for international students is drawing high? Can you help with this session? I would say don't panic. Even if there are some deadlines that you miss, there will be a lot more to come. Funding opportunities and graduate assistantship opportunities keep coming. And, you just have to be patient and wait for when you have the decision and when you have everything set up to start applying for it. Moving on. What type of events, workshops, or seminars does UB organize to facilitate networking and professional growth? Shamita, you want to take this first?
Yes, so for this, CRC plays a major role, according to me, the Career Resource Center. So they organize a lot of events like this, and also, yeah, just make sure to attend it. Please don't neglect their emails. CRC's emails are important. And also, during, as a part of your MBA Advantage, they are going to host a weekly sessions for you to be prepared with your resume and also for you to be prepared with not prepare like decide on what you really want to do, like at least start thinking about it. So once you all prepare your resume as per the CRC suggestions, You can also have a one-on-one meeting with our CRC advisors, the Career Resource Center advisors. So yeah, even that way, they are going to help you build your resume, and they're going to also guide you through how networking happens. LinkedIn, of course, plays a major role. And like Meenakshi mentioned previously, the alumni, they also play a very major role. And you keep seeing or finding alumni, UB alumni in many events, also during, especially with the entrepreneurship class that you're going to take. So the professor is going to make sure that you connect with the UB alumni who turned out to be entrepreneurs. So yeah, I think that's how CRC helps in organizing and facilitating the networking events.
Definitely, I would say like CRC plays a big role. Like, as I mentioned, power chats and guest speakers are some of my favorite parts of the program. I've been in a ton of power chats, and, as Shamita said, do not ignore their emails when they come, pay attention to it. Especially with power chats, you get like a few limited slots. There are like 5, 6 students that, it's first come, first serve, and then you can, go on a lunch with somebody. There are career drives that are organized by the School of Management and the overall the university. It's not just if a School of Management organized event organizes a career drive, then you can attend. The university as a whole also organizes career drives that you can attend. There are club events. If you're part of a club, you can always join the events. There are skill building events, there are speaker seminars, and MBA Advantage is a big part of like, the networking and professional growth. As we already mentioned, a lot of people come in, a lot of alumni come in to give you different sessions. And, the best part of CRC is that they keep all bases covered. So it's not just one concentration or, one field of work that they'll be concentrating in. You'll get a ton of different people from that are working in ton of different fields, and you can choose between who you wanna attend. There are technological seminars. There are like, the GMA organizes an alumni meet and greet where you can like go ahead and talk to like, the alumni. So yeah, there are a ton of different like events and workshops that and seminars that keep happening like, in the UB School of Management and across UB as well, where you can kind of network and grow professionally.
Right. Just something came into my head right now. So also, CRC, like we talked, it's also hosting, this is just an example. They're hosting a Network New York event that you are aware of there actually. So
Yep.
yeah, as a part of that event, it's a couple of days. It's going to be for a couple of days, and you are going to be in New York, and CRC organizes this event so that you go to the what do you say? You go to visit the companies and talk to the people over there, network with them, and I really think this is a great opportunity. Again, I ask not to avoid CRC's emails because their events are limited number. So even the Network New York, it's for around a certain number of people. So it's again first come first serve. So yeah, there are
Yeah.
quite a few opportunities for your professional growth, and CRC plays a major role.
And as I was saying, it's not even like, just the School of Management events. There's the International Student Services, and they hold a lot of events like, that like the call like university-wide events that you can attend. It's a great resource for international students. If you're somebody who's not a Native American, from America, you can always like reach out to them for any queries you have, like, right from your visa queries to like, to how to proceed with like, your life in Buffalo. You can always reach out to them, and they hold like a ton of events that, that help you network and grow professionally.
True. Yeah, just your UB's email is going to be as important as your work email, like when you're working and everything. So keep checking everything so that you don't miss out on anything that you might be interested in.
So we have a question. How are graduate assistantships given, please? We've already talked about this. Just to give again a brief on this, graduate assistantships are basically posted on Handshake. There are a ton of different ways you can like kind of get to know about them. There's definitely like talking to your seniors, your peers, and like going into offices. The building that you study in has different kind of offices, like the school, like office of enrollment, and like the graduate office. So you can always go there and like, ask about any opportunities that are available. You'll get those posting on Handshake. And there are a lot of times where like, if you're interested and if you've let your interest known, even the offices will reach out to you, like, that okay, this position's opening if you're interested to apply. So there are always that opportunity that keep coming in, and just keep networking. That's the mantra.
Yes. Also, there's another question about the funding system. Would you like to answer that?
The American embassy can be quite strict during these interviews, particularly when the cost of attendance is significantly higher than the amount of funding. Applications with full funding or minimal deficits tend to have an easier time obtaining visas. Looking at the UB's funding system, how will you advise someone from this country to reduce his cost if the person is unable to secure citizenship or to reduce the cost? That's a great question, but like I would definitely say that I don't think we are the right person to completely like answer this in detail. I would like urge you to reach out to the Office of Enrollment. Samita, if you have the email, can you share that on the chat? Because somebody can reach out to you from there, and we can set you up with an advisor who can guide you through this question.
That's the email for the School of Management Office of Enrollment. So please reach out to
Do we
us.
also we also have the number if you wanna you can guys can also call the office if you have the number here.
I'll get it to the chat as soon as I can.
Yeah. Just on like, a personal note from my experience, I come from India, and like, the visa interviews are strict there as well. And I had a loan secured from the bank, because I also did not have uh, a lot of scholarship opportunity. Like I did not secure a scholarship. So I had uh, loan secured from the bank. And I would definitely say that, when it's a university as reputed as UB and as good as UB, the visa interviews, the like, get tend to be sort of easier for, people coming to a university like UB. It's a great university, it has a great reputation, so there's not a lot to be scared about. That's for sure.
I'm just entering the phone number here. Yes. Also, please use this, and the office is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, EST.
Yeah. And the Office of Enrollment has advisors that can help you with these questions better than we would answer. All right. For students interested in building a career in specific industry, how can they leverage UB's alumni network for guidance and connections? So I can take this question. So one of the things that I definitely suggest is like, making use of the Career Resource Center. There are advisors, as we were mentioning in the start, there are advisors who like, kind of focus on different industries, different specialties, and you can always reach out to them to find out who you should connect to. Like, I have had a great experience. Like, if there's somebody who I feel like I want to network with on LinkedIn, I can always go out to Career Resource Center, check with them if they have, like, if they can introduce me to that person, and that always works out great. So that's one way. You can always, even if you don't know who to connect to, you can always go to Career Resource Center and ask them, like, okay, this is something I'm interested in. Do you know anybody that I can connect to? Like, make sure that they know what your preferences are, what you're interested in, because the Career Resource Center keeps sharing, like, job opening, internship openings, like, any power chats or speaker events that are coming up specifically related to your like, interest area. So make sure that the Career Resource Center knows what you're interested in. We have a platform called UB Linked, in which you will, once you join that university at Buffalo, you will be, asked to upload your resume and like, kind of like, like let your interest be known to the Career Resource Center. And you can do that over there. And, based on what your interests are in what specific whatever specific industry, they will send you events and opportunities and like, people you can connect with.
Yes, also LinkedIn. If you don't have it set up, I suggest please already try setting it up. I mean, the CRC again, they are gonna help you with this as well. But yeah, if you can already do it, please set up your LinkedIn, start connecting with people, networking with people, and that'll help.
Yeah, there's a great event that CRC does. Once you will come in, they'll do a LinkedIn event wherein a professional comes in and guides you how
Oh,
to set up your LinkedIn, and that's like a great event. I really enjoyed it, and it like really opens up your perspective about how to actually use LinkedIn to its full limit and to its full use. So
yes, and
that's something.
yeah, and you'll also know what is the perspective of the recruiter when they look at your LinkedIn profile. So you can, or you will get to know all of that stuff to, what say, yeah, like tailor your LinkedIn profile according to that. So yeah.
All right. Moving on, can you describe a memorable leadership experience that you've had at UB and how it has influenced your personal and professional development? I would definitely. So there are a ton of experiences that it's difficult to choose because, I would not have imagined doing so much before coming to the university, but you get so many things that you can do here. But one of the things that was definitely unexpected for me that I really loved doing was during the summers, we got an email again from Career Resource Center because they knew that I'm interested in the product management industry, software project management industry. There was a club product at UB that was previously not open to MBA student, and it had an opportunity for two positions on the board, for the president position and the recruiter position on board for the MB students. And CRC reached out to me about this position that's opening up, if I'd be interested to apply. I've never had ton of experience in managing an entire club, and you always get you have experience about organizing events and certain things, but it's a different environment here. And I applied for it, I got the president position, which was great. And then I got an opportunity to interview other students for board positions. We organize a meet and greet, we organize a speaker event for the club, and we got funding for the club. So these were all great experiences that I've had. And for somebody who wants to get into product management and kind of love giving back to the community, I feel like it was a great experience, leadership experience for me.
Oh, yeah, I think Meenakshi is the correct person to talk about this. And also me, like I mentioned, I am the lead ambassador for the MBA program here at UB for the first years. So yeah, initially during my interview for that position, I remember talking about how uh, an already existing ambassador has helped me in all the ways that I could have asked for. And that is again, a way of that gives you a sense of community, and it's really nice when you get to talk about your experiences and you know that it is helping someone else in one way or the other. Yeah, and end of the day, I think that's what being a leader is, or in a leadership position is. So yeah.
Definitely. What advice would you give an incoming MBA student who want to make the most of the leadership and networking opportunities at UB?
First, please be proactive and ask for help. And the faculty here or any department here is going to be there for you. As a first year MBA student, maybe, from different backgrounds, there are so many students here from different backgrounds and not only finance or economics and stuff. So, yeah, as a person from a civil engineering background who had nothing to do with business, I'm here to learn about it. And I did not hesitate to ask for help. I reached out to whoever I can. I reached out to Meenakshi a few times. I reached out to the second years, like, my mentors or the graduate programs office. So please do not hesitate to reach out for help. You might not know a lot of information, and that's not a bad thing. So you're in a new place, and there are a lot of people to help. and attend events. If you have time, please do attend events. Just don't ignore that, okay, I might not need it, but you never know what information you would end up getting from that particular event. So yeah, there are a lot of situations for me like that where I really did not expect to get anything from that event, but I think I would have missed out on a lot if I did not attend. So just take a chance, go attend everything, use your time, spend most of your time networking, organizing stuff and everything. Also, seek mentorship. That's and please don't create a comfort zone. UB's MBA will make sure that you don't make a comfort zone. So yeah, if you have one, please be ready to get out of that, and that's when you're gonna explore a lot of opportunities.
Not,
That's my
yeah,
experience.
not to scare you guys, you'll be softly pushed out of your comfort zone.
No, no, no.
But
Yeah, not in a harsh way. Sorry.
yes, I would definitely say that, to add to, like, everything that Shamita has said, like everything that's all really important. Like, I have like four, like, kind of like things that you can make your mantra. Connect with the current students. You want to find out what opportunities are out there, be it jobs, be it on campus opportunities, be it the student clubs or whatever leadership opportunities. It's important to connect to the students to understand, even if it's just a course that you're interested in and you want to know how the course is, what is being taught in the course, if that's the right course for you, like, in the MBA cohort itself. Get in touch with students, like, when I say get in touch with students, get in touch with students also who are specifically part of organizations or student clubs. If there's a club you're interested in, reach out to the people in that club, that, the board members in that club. The third thing, as Shramita mentioned, be on top of your coursework and time management. It's really important that you kind of know that your time is being utilized, like, in a good manner, because you'll regret if it's not. When that deadline comes and you feel like, oh, I've wasted my time, that really hurts. And she already mentioned she seek mentorship, but one additional thing, always keep in touch with your career advisor. That really helps. They should always be, like, aware of where your head is at, what do you want to do in the MBA program, where do you want to go from there, because they can give you ton of resources, a lot of resources that can help you uh, kind of through your journey.
Okay.
We have some
Oh,
questions.
how many years of work experience is required for MBA applicants?
I'm
Um, yeah, there
not
is no
sure.
specific
Yeah.
number for that. I mean, your previous experience along with an MBA might make a difference after your MBA when you're like finding for a job or something. But as an applicant, I don't think there is a specific number of work experience years that we're looking for.
We have a question about what's your favorite course and what's the most difficult. Okay, so my favorite course definitely has to be, there are a few different, but I would definitely choose organizational behavior. It's not a technical course, but it teaches you so much about leadership. It teaches you so much about how you can manage yourself in different situations and manage people in different situations. The class environment in itself is so conversational. I absolutely love that. There's another course that I really loved, was ethics, that comes in the spring semester, I believe. And it's a course that really challenges you to think outside, like, what your beliefs are. So these are my two favorite courses. The most difficult one, I think it depends on person to person. Like, a few people find finance difficult, a few people find accounting, a few people find economics difficult. But I would definitely like to point out there is nothing as difficult, in the sense that you will not be able to do it. Not, the whole course is designed in a way that you will be able to do it and you will be able to learn in a positive and good manner. Nothing is as challenging where you kind of like you'll flunk it or anything, like, it's not none of the courses are designed in a way where you get challenged so much. It's challenging in a good way, you'll learn a lot, but it's all good.
I I would definitely say yes to that. And also me, I only finished my first semester. Like I am done with my fall semester. And as of now, I have the same favorite course as Meenakshi's. Yeah, my favorite course here is organizational behavior. It's very interactive, and I believe whatever you learn in that course, you are going to apply that knowingly or unknowingly, most probably knowingly, throughout your MBA and maybe even after that. I cannot talk about after that. But yeah, during your MBA, you're going to implement whatever you learned in that course. So yeah, I think it was a great course for you to learn during your first semester here. That's my favorite course. And the most difficult, again, I have a diplomatic answer. It's subjective. Something might be difficult for you, and that might be very easy to me, and vice versa. So, yeah, nothing is very difficult that, like exactly what Meenakshi said, that you won't be able to do it. And the faculty here are as supportive as what everyone here is. So, yes, again, please reach
Definitely.
out to them, use their office hours, use emails if you cannot attend their office hours. And yeah, I think they're very, very supportive.
And I think that's where mentors and even ambassadors come in. Like, if you're struggling with something, you can always reach out to your mentor or your ambassador or your career advisor. Like your every faculty you meet, they will tell you that their doors are always open for you. And that's true. Like, that's true. Like there have been times where I've just like gone to a faculty just to cry about the stress that I'm taking. So they're always open to listening. It's not like you cry a lot, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
again,
feel very
crying
proud.
is subjective. Crying is subjective, but yes.
They're very good listeners.
With no GMAT or GRE to submit to support the application, what are my chances of being admitted and scholarships to expect? I think UB looks at your applications in a very holistic manner. Like, given that the GMAT or GRE are not like required for the application, I really don't think that you should be worried about your chances of being selected, like, by not submitting it. If you don't submit it, I won't get selected. They look at it holistically. They look at your work experience. They look at your past education. They look at what you've done, like, overall. So you don't have to be worried about that.
True. And also mainly because UB is providing the GMAT GRE waiver. So in that particular case, yeah, they're gonna be looking at it holistically. And yeah, if there is any, I don't think there is a requirement for GRE or GMAT and no weightage for it because we waived
Mhm.
it. So
Definitely. Can I apply with English proficiency letter from university into the violence or of this course? Uh, Again, I would request you to reach out to the SOM apps email because they would be able to provide you better information regarding this. We are almost like towards the end of this webinar. Are there any other questions?
um, I don't see any.
We can stay for like 5 more minutes to kind of take questions if somebody wants to ask anything.
Yes. Also
Feel
for
free. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So also for the English proficiency, if you want to know that you already have a waiver that might apply to you, please visit the UB School of Management website in which you can find the English proficiency test waiver. So if you think you're eligible as per that, those requirements, please apply for a waiver. So yeah, all the information is on the website.
Please feel free to kind of unmute and ask if you have any questions.